Hello everybody and welcome here to CyberGamer TV. Myself, Tobi Wan, be taking you through this, what is a very interesting night so far. It's the starting night of the iCity PDC coverage, hosted by myself, Tobi Wan Kenobi. We got a couple of replays out early, so we thought we might just log on tonight and just do some random replays at a weird time in the morning. So it would sound like a plan, so that's what we went with, and it was a plan. It had definitely happened. So we had our first match come up, and bit of a stomp. Our second game, however, will probably be something along the same lines, but I have hopes. It's MY versus Poseidon. Now, MY is... You can basically, let me just get into the game and you can literally see for yourself, guys. It's pretty self-explanatory. So let's jump ourselves into the game and we can actually explain what is so freaking obvious. So no fog of war, no spectator mode, so we're back in where we are before. But MY, you can look at it right now. XT, KY, WTR, which I've been told is Little Fish. Mushy and Net are the two big names which you'll probably remember. Legends in the Malaysian world. And they do actually have this Malaysian team, Team Malaysia, playing for this tournament. They are going up against Poseidon. So we have Smiley Face, Tabja, Little I can't really say that. It's more like a tongue going out the side of the cheek. And Myth will be there. So all those guys, just because they're using weird emotes, will now be called by their hero names. Let's slow this down so we actually have a bit of a chat about the bands and the picks as well, because that's very interesting to us. So last time we did see some weird bands come out. So we saw Void getting banned, which made no sense whatsoever. But it happened, so we dealt with it. We went with it. It was cool. What we're seeing in the band so far, Zeus is a first band coming out from Poseidon. Fair enough. We do also see Sven, Omni Knight, AA, standard band AA, and Beastmaster removed. As far as we'll get with the bands from, what I'm guessing is Mushy. Actually, XT looks like... Actually, no, Mushy is our captain. He has banned out Doombringer, Morphling, CM, ES, and VS. So more of a standard bands out from him. And we do see Pugna, Lich, Visage, and Necrolite. Necrolite, which we did have banned in our last game, and I said I really, really want to see Necrolite in this tournament. I now just got my wish. Necrolite will be appearing in this tournament. The biggest problem we're going to see here for Poseidon is the fact they have very little stability against that lineup. Instead, they're going to go for pure damage. We've got Windrunner, Rasta, I haven't seen him in a while, Ursa, as well as Crobulus. Now, Crobulus, great for counter pushing. So you pop off that exorcism and just literally all the spirits can attack everything around you. It's going to be fantastic if you get the timing right. And if you get your position right too, that's the biggest thing about Crob. You can pop that off, but the second you do that, you will get focused. You can't stop it. It's going to happen. Tiny looks like he's our last pickup, and he's also the one who actually gave us this replay. So who's our Tiny boy? Yeah, it's him. Cool. Awesome. So, yeah, working hard tonight. But yeah, so Tiny will actually be our last pick here for the Sentinel side. So Tiny, Windrunner, Rasta, Crob, and Ursa. I'm interested to see how they actually land this one. Tiny already heading down towards bottom lane. Will probably want to be a bit of a gank as got to. Well, Curry looks like he's very, very attached to Crobulus right now. Some sort of separation anxiety coming out for a raccoon. I'm all about promoting. I'm not about promoting that. I know where your mind went. If you don't know where my mind went, you can post it up in the YouTube comments, wondering where my mind just went with that one. Crobulus looks like she's going to solo up the middle lane. Ursa might actually be babysat on the bottom lane. Windrunner, well, should actually go solo top lane. And where are we actually going to go? No, looks like Ursa is a half top, is a half mid. Is he going top? Yeah, good. Windrunner switching around. So, no, now Ursa going up there as well as Windrunner. So this could be interesting to see how they go for the lanes. Let's look towards the more stand. Wow, Tiny confidence of steel, or in this case stone, just hanging around on that bottom rune. As far as we go for Team MY, we'll actually just bring up the board here, which makes it a hell of a lot easier. We have XT playing as Visage, Necrolite as KY, or KY as Necrolite, WTR, our little fish, playing as Lich, Net as Lion, wow, classic, and Mushy will be playing as our Pugna. So Necrolite will be soloing the top lane for them. Ursa will pick up the regen rune from the top, which is going to help absolutely nobody because you're already at full health. And yeah, Pugna will be soloing up the middle lane down towards our bottom lane. We have Lich as well as Visage as well as Lion. So you have a Frost, you have a Stun, followed up by a Hex once you get to level 2, as well as a Nuke from Visage. So this bottom lane is going to be having a hell of a hard time, and it's Rasta and Tiny. So they're running a dual lane on the bottom, dual lane on the top here, So Ursa as well as Windrunner will be teaming up, and already Tiny is called out, throws down the stun, wants to get away, gets impaled here, literally on the back of this one, doing whatever damage they can. Tiny almost dead, will have to pop up that healing salve, and will save his life. That's all he gets though. He'll have no more consumables on top of him. Top lane, just to see how Necrolite actually handles this one. We've got KOI up there on the top lane. Ursa and Windrunner, if they can manage to get a shackle on there on Necrolite, Ursa can deal a fair amount of damage, but you've got to be careful of that Death Pulse will damage everything around you as well as heal Necrolite and the entire creep wave around him, or if heroes are around him too, they'll get that heal as well. Back down towards that bottom lane. Tiny's now going to go for the pull. There is a big, big wave open from where the trees were chopped down before. Lich just moving around on that bottom lane as well. Lion Visage can easily pressure this up. The biggest problem they have on this dual lane at the bottom here is the fact that basically this creep wave will pull down towards the tower. It will force Visage closer, but it'll also let this tri lane hit a lot more on that tower. So as far as the creep pull actually goes, probably not the best timing for them, as Windrunner, Necrolite is really dominating that top lane. I'd love to see the CS score from up there, but just to explain to everyone, we can't actually see the CS score due to the fact this is actually a replay. There is no live streams coming from the event. The internet is literally too appalling there. So we're happy enough they've managed to actually upload the replay. So thankful for small mercies, or whatever it's called. That sort of phrase goes along like that. But still, we do see Poseidon trying to run this new fandangled way, classic way, dual sync solo mid. It's the old style of Dota. It's what they think they can pull off. If they're going to bring down NY, they had to try something new and different. Bottom lane though, still 2-2-1 on that bottom lane. So you do actually have the stun as well as the hex there on line now. So you can be careful. That's literally a Nova, which is the burst damage as well as slow. You got the nuke there from Visage, as then the Lion, stun, and hex. So if Tiny gets in too close, he's screwed. In saying that, Rasta does actually have the same amount of abilities for stun and disable as Lion does. So he actually has his hex and then his shackle. The shackle is a little bit more different though, because it's actually a channeling spell, so he can't get interrupted while he's doing that one, and deals damage over that time. Where the impale is more of a spike up the arse. So it's surprising and not something you're expecting. So we're just over 3 minutes into this one. Line just robbing himself back past that creep wave. Wants to keep Tiny from being close enough to gain XP. Tiny just getting close enough to get one level up. It's a big problem with the tri lane. Looks like Pugner heading down towards bottom lane just to pick up that regen rune. Then we'll pop back in towards the middle lane. That'll give him a free license to harass with whatever mana he's got left, which he's currently seeing down to half mana. So he's already been harassing enough here. Ursa wants to come around the side there. Necrolite with that range is definitely going to do something. Necrolite looks like he's already done something on the back of Windrunner. So Necrolite does actually have that sort of like fancy for Windrunner. Necrolite, you might remember him from that great Dota movie, which was released from China and then subtitled. That's right, he's all about training up the Terrorblade, who we might even see in this tournament. Who actually knows? If you haven't checked out the movie, it was posted up basically everywhere, or a good Dota person would actually look up. There's even a news article on Ghost Gamers. It's everywhere. Ursa now wants to go for the top, power shot over the top, just missing Necrolite. Necrolite with a little bit more speed to harass now. It has afforded boots. So literally has every single movement advantage over this top lane. Heartstopper Aura is only at level 1 right now, and that's completely fair enough. He wants to have that status. He wants to get on top. Death Pulse might be enough. Windrunner falling back here, and the first blood is up there on the top lane. We do see MY claim it. He will actually get a double kill up here on the top lane with Ursa trying to fall himself back there. That is that unstoppable heal of Necrolite that you've got to be careful about. And as Necrolite gets farmed up, if you guys remember Dota from about 6 months ago when Necrolite was in his prime, Necrolite was one of those heroes that you never ever let get farmed up. He was along those lines of, wow, Windrunner almost dead already. Is Necrolite level 6? He is too. He is too. I don't think he actually used his ulti on that battle up there on the top. Don't think he did. I think he just did it the old-fashioned way, but Windrunner's going to be careful. If he's below 30% of his health, that's literally a death sentence. The Reaper Scythe will come coming straight through his Glock chiller. That's right, I'm now making up a new part of the body. As a caster, it's my free range to make up anything I want to do. Yes, I love it. It's the power-hungry caster. Level 7 Necrolite now up there on the top lane. Gets shackled, held in place for a little bit, then just turns around, and look at that base damage. 2 hits, and a third of the HP is already gone there from Windrunner. Windrunner is an intel hero. You got to remember that one. Big shot actually missing there from Tiny. He tried to throw the stun there, and Lion and Lich just doing Matrix style. Just going, you know what? I'm cool. I'm fine. I just like lean myself around this one. That's right. Trinity loves me. I'll restart her heartbeat with just a fist through her chest. And we're not talking Mortal Kombat style, which got banned in Australia. That's right. If you haven't checked that one out, Australian government pussies on R18+ ratings. So it's all about Ursa found an opening. Wasn't enough though. Necrolite trying to run himself back out again. He is currently getting Fury swiped. Is it going to be enough? A Death Pulse going out. He's going to turn around. Necrolite will get the kill. No, he won't. Oh, he's just alive. They're on 40 HP. And Ursa just getting himself out of there. Pops off the healing salve. Will want to get that kill and will probably run himself around the backside. And there is one more there from Ursa. Make sure he doesn't get ganked from the side. But wow, Necrolite was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm such a boss. Such a boss, pretty sure I get this last hit. Oh, pretty sure I got that last hit. Didn't get that last hit. Could have walked away with his third kill up there on the top lane. As far as deaths goes, Necrolite's the only one to claim it so far, which is actually quite surprising for this bottom lane. I would have actually thought that this bottom lane would have been a little bit more aggressive. Then again, they don't really need to be. They're currently keeping Tiny as well as Rasta basically under wraps right now. Probably want to keep the pressure on before Rasta gets up to level 6 Focus. And the wards drop, and that does give him an opening. Pugna is an illusion. It's like, what the hell? He's losing health pretty fast. It is because he's an illusion. One more blast there from Pugna, and that mid tower will actually go down. It should actually save up the mana. It will be a confirmed last hit, though, and he will actually do it. He does get that confirmed last hit, as well as damaging off that great wave. So Pugna walks away with a little bit more life here. Bottom lane looks like everyone's just repositioning themselves around. Lich trying to come up through the high ground as the dive comes through. Impel on top of Rasta. They can't decide who they actually want to hit just yet. Visage wants to nuke. The chill's up. Rasta now a chicken, and they will actually stop it from getting up to level 6. So I would have thought they would have actually concentrated a little bit more on him just to stop those wards from coming up. And then they can just basically pick on Tiny. Tiny is nothing without items. He needs that awesome start. If Tiny doesn't get an awesome start, he's literally shut down. And at the moment, running on a dual lane, he hasn't been able to be aggressive. He's thrown out a couple of avalanches. Hasn't even come close to actually getting many of those hits. And at least, even if he doesn't come close enough to doing damage. Fury swipes now from Ursa. Big Death Pulse already comes off. Did that early on just to get the cooldown off it, as well as the fact he can now drop the slide, which was his ultimate, which brought down Smiley Face. It will be turned upside down for the purpose of that death. The Necrolite claims a third blood for the Scourge side. Every single kill has gone to him so far. There's just wanting to come around the backside in that bottom lane. Tiny hiding inside the trees. Managed to buy boots, and that is all so far. Spent everything else on consumables. Windrunner is back up there on the top lane. Level 8 Necrolite, almost a level 9 Necrolite will easily dominate that Windrunner. Lich now coming in that bottom lane, bringing the tower down. And wow, Tiny is in the worst possible position. Throws down the stun. Frost goes off. Line's coming up just close enough now, and does so, in fact, get the stun off there. MY claims the last hit down there on the bottom lane, and Myth will take a fall. Second tier 1 tower of the game. Actually, third tier 1 tower of the game. No, second. I was right. Falling. Top lane, though, will go down. Pugna has now moved up there to get a little bit more map control. Bring down the tier 1 towers. There goes those front rally points down. There goes the Death Pulse, and MY gets his second tower kill for the game. One big base damage. Windrunner just so squishy. Forced back here. Crobblers with the ulti. Can't live through this one. And now they're going to get Rasta off in the middle lane too. One big Frost, and they want the last hit for Necrolite. They let him have it as well. MY gets that one. And we'll be quite happy with that one. So MY. What am I saying? MY gets that one. It's freaking KY. Wow, someone slapped me around with a fish. Gets the last hit in that one. They're all MY. They're all freaking MY. But so far now, that is 4 kills in favour of KY. Our Necrolite, who came in towards that middle lane, left the top and left it for Pugna. He's got 0 for 0. 4 assists up for Lion so far, but it is 7-0 at the moment in favour of the team, which everyone really expected to actually take this map pretty easily. More we actually want to see at this point of the game, in the round 1 stages, is just letting the teams know, or letting the teams let us know what they actually have planned for later on in this tournament. Picking up a Necrolite, picking up a Pugna, even just showing the fact that they actually want to pick up Necrolite, who comes in, big Death Boss. If he has an ulti, Tiny will be dead. Doesn't actually have it. He'll do it the old-fashioned way. Dive past the tower. Raza's coming around. Big Shackle, and it might be enough. One hit, doesn't get the second. Did manage to bring down Raza, but held him in place just long enough. Big blast there from Pugna. Manages to actually claim the retreating Myth, and we will also see Crobblers take a fall. Chicken he is, and one standard drain from MY gets the last hit. claims himself 3 kills there for the mid. And Windrunner is not wanting to make it an ultra. Falls himself back. Respawn now coming back in for the Sentinel side. 10 minutes into this game and already we've seen all the tier 1 towers fall. And it's also 11-1. This is actually pretty familiar ground to where we were last time. In fact, there was the exact same score of 11-1. This time the kill actually came from Rasta in the mid lane while he was getting ganked, while he was getting the kill. Familiar's now getting caught. They both drop to the ground, turn themselves into their stone forms. They're going to wait for them to actually come back up again, or will they? They are worth a bit of gold. And there they go. Up they jump and out they go, leaving the shrapnel of rock. Which I think Tiny would actually be pretty happy about, considering he is rock. So I can pick up a couple of pieces. I got damaged before. I'll take a little bit of that gargoyle rock, fix myself up. That's right, cannibalizing the opposition. If you can actually call using rocks as cannibalism, I'm not quite sure. One for the books. Pugner now wants to go for the middle lane. There is no ward up just yet. And it is, in fact, nothing but illusions. Did manage to bait out a couple of ultis, and Lich ulti is the one doing the damage right now. We're seeing one fall down. Ursa trying to retrieve himself up on the high ground. Lich holding in place. Windrunner falling back. Can't get close enough. Lion does get the last hit. Just flying herself through the trees. And looks like Ursa is on the retreat back out again. It is the real Pugner draining his life, takes his life. Rasta's here as well as Tiny. 1 hit goes down, 2 hit goes down. The entire Sentinel team goes down, a tissue, and it's a completely genocide. Five heroes on the sideline, and now the top will be pushed out. 12 minutes, Pugner's already there, blasting off the creep wave. Ready to go on through. Full health there, Pugner with a mech, Necrolite with his heal. Lich coming down to give everyone armor as well. Armor on top of Necrolite. He could tank that tower if he so desired, especially considering he's completed a Vanguard, Lich, boots, boots as well as gauntlets. That's all he's really got right now, and that's all he really needs. We do actually see arcane boots as well as mech coming out for Pugner. Lion phase, 2 nulls as well as Smoke of Deceit, so keeping up those support items as well. Necrotic does actually have items flowing in right now, so a Django does actually drop down to him. So +9 for attributes, +9 for damage, +5 for movement speed, aura. One of the newer items to the world of Dota. Also one of those items which they definitely want as well. Allows them to just keep that pressure up, keep that chase. Ward sitting inside the trees, already blasted Krob, already blasted Windrunner. Ursa wants to go in as well. They can't fight while that Nether Ward 4 is currently up. It will just basically kill them. Now we see the ultimate popping off there from Crobulus. They'll try and hold the area off. Silence is up as well. In comes Tiny. A little bit too far in. He actually dies. Crobulus takes the fall as well. Visage is nuking his ass from the side, as well as Windrunner. That's a double. Will it be a triple? Ursa goes up on the high ground. WTR, the little fish, manages to slap him around just like a trout, and that makes it 4. If you don't know what that joke is, then go to IRC. Literally, if you haven't ever been in IRC, you should know that joke. Mid push will now come out. Aura for everyone. First one in there, 20-minute GG is the call from Ursa. I don't even think we're going to get to 20 minutes right now. And the mid lane will be pushed down. Tier 3 tower will go down. Glymph will buy them some time. The new goal for Sentinel side, stay alive until 20 minutes. So I'm now just going to bring down that tower. Wards from Rasta will drop. This will actually force the Malaysian team back. I say Malaysian team, they're all freaking Malaysian teams. Almost all of them, apart from the international guys. And Tiny now actually taking a fall as well. Necrolite trying to stay alive. Not many options for him until the rest of everyone actually comes in again. As I say, that he's still getting kills. Death Pulse is coming off. And we see Tavia actually go down in that mid lane once again. So 2 Sentinel heroes taking a fall while they claim that tier 3 tower. Courier coming in. Magic Wand, recipes on top of him. Tiny respawning up. Necrolite TPing down towards that bottom lane to deal with that push. Don't lose a single tier 1 tower. Someone keep tabs of how many towers this MY team actually loses during this course of the tournament. Be an interesting stat to actually see. Something for Mr. Blue, who I know is currently listening in, to keep on top of the stats. It's like, ooh, hang on, let's check how many towers were lost. So 14 minutes into this game. They've got to get a little bit more farm here, Poseidon, if they want to try and keep up with anything. As far as item builds go, Ursa's got boots and a gauntlet and the circlet as well as a salve. That is nothing. At this point, he should have actually had himself at least treads, possibly a couple of gauntlets, and more importantly, that blink dagger up in the next couple of minutes, but he is nowhere near that. He can't be the aggression he needs to be. Same with Ursa is the same with Tiny. They need that great early start before they can literally get anywhere in this game. If they can get that early start off, then they can dominate this game later. They can literally gank by themselves. The only downside, however, is they didn't get that early start. Tri-lane dominated them. They couldn't get the solo lanes up as well. They actually went for the dual lane, which didn't quite work for them. Not with the hero combinations they actually had against the hero combinations as the Scourge. You might have some awesome build that you really want to try and say, nah, I dueled Enchantress and Necrolite together. But that's only a really cool lineup if you actually don't get countered by the opposition. And that's the biggest problem right now. You're looking at the MY side, and their entire lineup is just there for pushing power, nukes, stuns, burst damage, stayability through Necrolite. Everything is there. And even now with a pipe that's going to be up as the push will come in. This will be the ambush. They're going to go for that 20-minute mark. Shackle went off already. Very, very short Shackle. Netherwater's up too. Rasta drops the wards as well as lets off a couple of abilities. That's not going to help his life points coming through. They're trying to kill off the wards. That is massive farming for the Scourge. Not to mention they actually don't need it. But Ursa's trying to come in. Puts out a couple of Fury swipes. He's already down. Only level 6, so he had absolutely nothing. 2 down for the Poseidon boys. And the Sentinel team are literally going down like the Poseidon. Netherward Blast still going on top of Windrunners, trying to fire power shots to try and slow down the advance of the Scourge. But with the mech and the Death Pulses, still, even in that, I don't think I've actually seen a pipe pop off just yet here from Necrolite. Mid-racks down, they're saving it for a rainy day, and now the rotate comes up towards the top. Does Krob have his ulti? Might buy them a little bit of time, but even then, you'll see that focus fire coming out. Massive regen coming up, and look at that top wave just go. Death Pulse, Nether Blast, all you need. Another Shackle on top of Necrolite. He doesn't even care at the moment. Another Death Pulse. Life goes back up again. Damage is off the enemy. Now they'll just focus on the tier 3 tower. Frost Armor for all, bar Lich. That's because he's just avoiding the battles right now. Staying on top of whatever he possibly can. And they will manage to catch out. Tiny's on a very, very low HP. Retreating himself back out again. As I do say that, he does manage to make his way back to the main base. Did lose one of his friendlies on the way back. Say friendlies. Yeah. Anyway, melee racks will go down the top lane. Big blast came off, and that should be all they need for that melee racks to finish off right now. 17 minutes. They're still going for that 20-minute GG, so the Sentinel side hanging on. 20 minutes. Can we make it? The countdown will actually start 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Can they make it that far, or will NY be able to bring him down that time? Windrunner now trying to go down, tossing off one of the creeps. I thought he was actually going to try and toss Windrunner off, and Lich ulti bounces around inside. Nuke coming in as well from XT, trying to do the damage over the top, and managed to get one kill out of that one. They'll regen themselves inside the main, and now move themselves back out. There are no Rasta wards right now. And now the bottom is the last. The call for the Krob is all they really need. 20 minutes, the tier 2 tower is there. They don't want to attack it just yet. If they attack it now, the tower will actually start to regen. And the entire team is like a freaking Congo line on the bottom lane. Congo line with Jangos. That's right, Necrolite beating on top of those Jangos of endurance. It looks like a drum. It is a drum. Pretty sure, just march the beat of the drum. Conga style. Probably should have called it Conga. It's a Conga. It's a Conga drum, not a Django. It's this Django business. Bottom lane will now push out 18 minutes, and they will make it to the 20-minute mark by the looks of it. Shackle goes off. Krob ulti now coming through. Rasta is there on the front lines, already dead. They're going to go for Krob on the back lines as well. The standard base damage has already pushed him back, and while that's actually happened, the Rasta wards actually did a lot of damage out of Visage. Hasn't gone down just yet, and wow, KY all over it. Absolutely all over it. Ursa is currently a chicken in the middle of the MY side, and there's a double kill coming out for XT. They will also claim down the tier 3 tower. We'll be very, very happy with their performance here in the first game of round 1. This is the round of 64. It is a double elimination, so even if this team does lose, they do go down. We got Magic Wand. We have a 4-star coming out as well, just for Rothfuss pushing Tiny back a little bit closer right now. Piper's even popped off from Necrolite. Did get the stun off and actually claimed 3 people on the top of that one because Pipe negates anything that would have actually done for him. And now the bottom racks will actually go down. Melee down. Range to follow. Range does follow. Now they can push themselves down. It is Mega Creeps time. And looks like Poseidon just making the most of this. Not every day you actually get to fight in the same server as some legends of Malaysian Dota. So like, you know what? Let's make the most of this one. We'll stick and we'll actually take the full 20 minutes. They made it as well. So small victory up here for Poseidon. Stun coming out on top of Necrolite. It was already damaging them off. Even look at the life of Windrunner just there. Not what he wanted to be part of. Tier 4 tower has gone down. The GG calls have come off there. Mushy was the first one from MY. And we did see our little boy from Poseidon doing the first one there. The boy in orange. One of my most favourite slots, orange. Lich ulti now going to bounce around inside. Oh, will he get one? Will he get one? No, he doesn't. The Scourge actually swipes the kill. But we will see the World Tree go down. So that is a GG in favour of MY. And luckily at the end we can also see the results up here. And we can actually see the creep stats as well as the tower kills as well as everything else. Creep stats, 34 for 9 was the highest one, and that was Windrunner. And 0 for 5 didn't help him out. 817 gold he actually lost in the end. We did see 107 for 17 in the space of 20 minutes come out from KY's Necrolite. You'd expect that though, considering he was actually basically solo legendary. I have heal beyond all belief. And then got those 3 early kills as well. 9 for 1 with 10 assists is where he ended up as well. So 2,000 gold receiving from those kills. Same person as well. Visage got those 2,000 gold. I shouldn't say same person, actually a different person. It was XT, got 9 kills, no deaths, 6 assists, 55 for 20. Definitely got to say Necrolite was a power in the waters for that one, and that was the way that MY did set it up. But they had the good teamwork as well. The pushing power that came out from their lineup was a lot more structured. Poseidon, if they want to take something from this one, we'll go, okay, how do we actually go? Maybe not go with Tiny and Urstra at the same time. They both played the same role inside a game. They both need a good start, they both need to be gankers, and they needed more support on top of that Tiny in the bottom lane. They needed a better start for Ursa as well. It didn't come for them. They thought they could get the burst damage out, didn't work for them. So back to the drawing board as well as your drafting goes. They better be onto that drawing board pretty fast now into a lower bracket here of the tournament, and how long they will last down there will basically be a question for them to answer as the next match will come up, and I might even answer it myself. We'll actually have more coming up here, as I just actually been told it's actually a single elimination. It's not a double elimination. I'm wrong. Wow, this must be only in the 64 and 32. I thought it was actually in a big bracket. So the 32 round must actually be double elim, because I'm pretty sure they do actually have that. Who knows? We'll find out and we'll clarify all the rules for you a little bit later. So thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see if there's another replay. So guys, don't go anywhere. For everyone on the VODs, hope you've been having a great time as well, because there'll be more action coming up. We've got all weekend of Dota, so it'll be absolutely fantastic. And we'll be back in just a moment, guys. So catch you then.